It's Friday night, and what the fuck are you doing? I'll tell you what you're doing. You're sitting home dreaming about sweaty, built men in underwear. And who better to do it with than the Iconoclastic Wrestling Podcast? And here's your host, Iconoclast and Dick Taco.
Welcome to the newest episode of the Iconoclastic Wrestling Podcast. I'm Iconoclast, or as my co-host called me today, Manu Fatu.
You know what that's from? That's from an old movie, Necessary Roughness. Big, fat Samoan guard. But they called him Manu the Slender. We said Manu was the runt of the litter. The guy was like 6'7".
Well, Manu is the forgotten fourth member of Legacy.
Well, I keep trying to forget him. You just keep bringing him up. So.
Well, because he's the one Fatu that they're not bringing, or he's the one Anoa'i that they're not bringing back. I'm surprised he hasn't showed up and, at Tribal Combat or whatever garbage.
Tribal Combat or Samoan Walmart shopping or whatever the hell it is they do.
Fighting for that Ulafala or whatever the fuck it's called. I don't know.
Ulafala. It looks like a bunch of fucking Lee press-on nails in a goddamn necklace. It's awful.
Well, Roman's the tribal chief. You have to acknowledge him.
He's the tribal queef. That's all I gotta say. But anyway, before T-Mobile loses their connection again, let's get into the news here before we do Redemption.
No.
All right, I'm going to start off with the miscellaneous stuff because there isn't a whole lot about it. Jake Hager, your buddy.
Oh, fuck him.
Said AEW return door is shut. No shit. I don't think he's the one shutting it. Said he got to know the real Tony Khan and he's not a nice guy.
He also said Tony Khan is a communist, which makes no fucking sense considering that he's a billionaire who has inherited wealth.
So he's a capitalist of the highest magnitude.
Yes.
But this is the first time I ever heard that Tony Khan was not a nice guy. And I was like, hey, Swagger, you suck. Maybe that's why he had no time for you.
Oh, no. One of the main complaints I see is that people say he's too nice.
But yeah, that's what I heard. I was like, maybe that's why he had no time for you. I certainly didn't have time for you. I always waited for your matches to evacuate my bowels.
I only remember him having one singles match in the entirety of AEW while I've been watching.
I don't know.
He had one match with, I think, was it Santana? Back when he was in AEW? I guess I remember that. I mean, now he's in Power Slap, Jake Hager. And he's also has a trucking business.
Why he works for a trucking company. I don't think he has a trucking business. His business is trucking, so he drives him with that stupid fucking hat on, probably. And all I got to tell you, did you get my?
Though knowing him, he probably wouldn't like trucking, considering the disproportionate amount of trans women that are truckers.
Did you get my text about the perks earlier about how I took a Percocet for my shoulder?
No.
Well, no, I was like, I don't understand how Perk Angle was like such an angry guy, because the only thing that's angry on me is my fucking colon. Can't stop shitting, and I'm so sleepy.
Come back here, you rat bitch.
But also, you have to remember with Kurt, like, he was taking like 50 of them a day, or at least 30.
I took
them,
one 10 milligram last night, and I have shit myself inside out.
Mixing them with other medications and painkillers, and then washing them all down with alcohol.
That's the breakfast of champions right there. I remember when he started with Perk Angle, right? When he was in the WWE still. Because that's when he started having problems, like 2006. That famous Elimination Chamber I told you, where he's like crazy.
Well, yeah, well, you really see that, like the TNA angle kind of start when you really see that start when he's the wrestling machine in ECW.
Yeah.
He's got the black little shoes.
Yes. Because that's when he went over to TNA wearing anyway.
Yeah, and then he actually has a really good match with Randy Orton at ECW One Night Stand 2006 or 7.
What do you mean it's a good match? He beats the shit out of Randy Orton for like 8 minutes. He beats the living shit out of him. Like for real, I think.
I just like, maybe, I don't know, maybe just because I like watching Angle because he's one of my top 4.
I like Angle too, yeah. What is going on? Do you know anything about the G1 Climax? You following anything?
Kind of.
Who's who?
I don't. Let me see. Let me look up the current G1 Climax standings. I was listening to music while I was waiting for you.
Well, I told you I would have called you sooner, but
he left Paulie Jr. He left Paulie Jr. sitting in the.
Oh, are you talking about to sit down? His guys did the heavy lifting. He's like, little Paulie was waiting. They left him waiting outside his house like an asshole. Fucking 11-degree weather.
Here we go. G1 Climax 2026. Current standings. I see some clips of it now and then.
I haven't been following it, but I know what's happening, and I know you follow the pure so.
Oh, wait a minute. Let me just go to their website. Because they post updates on there. I used to go on there all the time. Here we go. July 26th. 3 men now share the lead in B Block. Let me just scroll down to the bottom. Okay, this is the B Block updates. Jota Umino has 0 points.
Really?
I was the fucking.
I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
So right now it's a 3-way tie in the B Block between Hanare, Dave Kidd, who nobody seems to like, and Drilla Maloney.
I can hear them now when they introduce them. True value, keymaker.
Okay, A Block, which has some more interesting people. Let me scroll down here. Okay, A Block's a bit more competitive. Takeshita is currently leading with 6 points, and then a lot of people have 4. Wait, how the fuck does Jake Lee have 4 points? How has he beat 2 people?
Who's Jake Lee? Is that Jake something?
No, Jake Lee is a Japanese wrestler. He was in AJPW. He went to New Japan, but he had this awful knee injury where he can't really even wrestle anymore. That's where people were making jokes that Jake Lee and Sonata are in the same block. And I saw someone make a joke that, Jake Lee versus Sonata is going to be the closest thing to wrestling has to terrorism.
Yeah. Is that it for the G1?
Yeah.
How
about remember?
Most
of New Japan's best talent has left and gone to AEW.
Did you see the Righteous Deletion match last Thursday from the Hardy compound?
Why the fuck would I care about that? I would rather be calculating digits of pi than watching the Righteous Deletion match.
Oh, dear God. I just looked it up. Matt and Jeff Hardy won to retain their titles, but it said featured trademark broken universe elements like teleportation, fireworks battles, and surreal pool sequences. Character returns. Hold on. Jeff Hardy briefly brought back his dark Antichrist persona during the match's surreal events, and the finish was Jeff Hardy executed a swanton off of a bulldozer bucket through a table on the Vincent to secure the win.
Well, that's the whole thing with the pool, is that when you go into the pool, it brings back your other characters.
Oh my God! Oh, please don't talk about that again. Isn't that what they did at the fucking Stadium Stampede the one time? With Matt Hardy.
Maybe.
Because that's what ruined it for me. Like, I knew it was going to be pre-taped. I had a feeling. But
yeah, because there was the camera inside the bucket.
Well, I know, and then it would come out and he was like Matt Hardy from like 1998, and then he was Broken Matt. Then he was Matt Hardy version 1. They should have put him on there one time and they should have brought out Shannon Moore. Used to come out with him. Matt Hardy version 1. Matt often wonders how they did WrestleMania without him.
Please, Matt was never that good.
And finally, in the miscellaneous news, do you ever hear of JD from New York that does wrestling?
I feel like I've heard that name before.
I do not care for him. He does like a podcast shit on YouTube. He has like a basement looking thing behind him, but he hates on AEW to the point where he must be a Fed plant. And I'm just like...
Well, speaking of Fed plants, did you see all this shit with Busted Open?
I was getting to that. Where is it? WWE Radio now, right?
Yeah, well, I guess now they're not even going to hide it.
No. Well, Bully Ray's always been... Dreamer wants a job. Bully Ray always has been a WWE fucking shill.
That's the thing with like all these, like there's all these fucking guys out there who just want a job of some kind. Maybe we wouldn't have this if there was a wrestling union and we had benefits that got paid, so these guys didn't have to go around begging for money. And
you know what would happen with a wrestling union? You know what happened with a wrestling union? Guys, promotions would be forced to keep people who suck so bad. It'd be worse than it is now. You'd have like 75% more people than you have now, and now you have too many people.
Yes, but if there was a wrestling union, which again, every worker should be in a union anyway.
All right, I'm not disputing that.
But if there's a wrestling union, they can have health care, which WWE does not pay for. They can have, their travel expenses covered, which should be another demand, because WWE doesn't do that either.
No, they don't.
Your travel expenses are not reimbursed unless you're like Roman Reigns. And then there's also, and this would mainly apply to, your train wreck pro wrestlings, but we could have universal safety standards so that we don't have shit with people getting hit with light tubes, exposing the whole crowd to HIV.
You still don't think there would be low-level wrestling like that? Like where two guys are lighting each other on fire at a barbecue pit at a fucking Denny's on like I-78 in Missouri? You think that would just go away if you had a union? You'd still have that. Remember that fucking thing where Rajah Jackson almost punched that guy's face in? Remember? That was a WWE ID fucking sponsored place, and it was a dump. Remember, like a fucking flea market. It was awful. I mean, it's just like, but like, I agree they should have a union, but not everybody should be allowed to be in it. I'm sorry. Like, if you suck, you suck. Speaking of suck, WWE's Twitter account says Baron Corbin is back with a vengeance? Excuse me? Who is scared of a 50-year-old bald-headed night janitor in a nursing home? Please, how can we take this entirely company seriously with bullshit like that? Oh my God.
You have like a personal vendetta against Corbin.
Because he doesn't look like imposing of anything. He looks like he might be a child rapist at the very least. Like he gives me like child snatcher from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang vibes, okay? That's what he gives me.
Oh yeah, even more so than Seven.
Oh God.
That
That
one
was
vignette where he's like standing outside the kid's window.
that was the most uncomfortable I had ever been. Well, I was probably high at the time, so, but like I am right now. But
Hey, still not as bad as Heidenreich sexually assaulting Michael Cole.
yeah, but there was no competition on that. Like these guys were fighting for. This was during the Monday Night Wars still. And then the next
Yeah, and
week, he comes out and he goes, "Yeah, as you can tell, I'm supposed to be the Undertaker." He's ruins it. All those guys.
The thing, but because like that was the thing with late WCW, like guys would just go out there with no filter and start shooting on the mic.
But guys like Scott Steiner, like I understand that Scott was upset, but guys like Dustin Rhodes who left WWF to go over there, like you left to come here and they gave you a job and then you shit all over the gimmick they gave you instead of trying to make it work. I mean, I don't know how you can make a child snatcher work, but
Driver, what about my dad?
where to, Stephanie? That's the first ever SmackDown.
And then after that's when they revealed that Vince was the higher power.
It's me, Austin. It was me all along.
I always see that ranked as one of the worst storylines ever.
I told you when the fucking ministry was started, they were losing. They were in the lead in the ratings, and they were in the danger of giving it back to WCW because even I was changing the channel when the Undertaker was on. But
the ministry.
they got a reprieve when the Ultimate Warrior went to WCW at the same time. Because then people turned that on, and then, well, right as the ministry was getting to be really boring, like in the very beginning, like late '98, and like when it first started, and then he's like, then the Warrior comes on WCW, and you're like, hey, I'm going back to the other shit. Oh, look at it. It was pretty.
Well, that's where you would see stuff like Hogan. You'd see Warrior's like spirit in the mirror, and nobody else would. And then there was a thing where there was like a paper mache head of the Ultimate Warrior.
No, it was Hogan's head. It was Hogan's head. And he was like, ah.
Did they ever actually have a match?
Yeah, Halloween Havoc 98. Halloween Havoc 98 is one of the most clusterfuck pay-per-views ever because they ran out of time at the end and you never saw the end of the fucking match.
What?
Not Hogan. Hogan and the Warrior was not the main event. The main event was Goldberg and DDP for the world title. And the match was still going on, and they ran out of time. They didn't buy extra time or something. The Hogan Warrior match was before it, and I wish that would have got cut off. Because all I have to tell you, my friend, is Hogan went to hit him with a fireball, like, the Sheik. And
he gets Jericho when he was a wizard.
Fire in your face. Then he gets the flash paper, or he actually has like a grenade or something. I don't know what the fuck he had. But he lights this thing and lobs it like he's on the fucking beach in Normandy. I think he even put his fingers in his ears. And then it was a dud, and it went out at the feet of the Warrior and the Warrior just kicked it out of the ring. I remember watching that. I was lifeguarding that year. I remember watching that over some dude's house in Cape May. And it was I'm glad I didn't pay for it. That's all I got to say.
The Ultimate Warrior. He's in the Iconoclastic Wrestling Podcast Hall of Shame, right?
I don't know. I don't remember. I have to go back and listen to that episode. There's a lot of people in it.
Stick your claws into my tendons, into my bones.
Stick your balls onto my chin. Mike Santana debuted on the WWE NXT 721. Cute toilet flushing sound.
And then TNA made a fucking tweet about, congratulations on Mike Santana for debuting in NXT. And people were like, this is the most, cuck thing TNA's done yet.
I heard his name's going to be like Cruz Montana or something.
Really?
The AI names have to stop. That's a major, major fucking thing that's wrong with wrestling.
Mason Rook.
Skippy Meinheimer. I don't care what you fucking call him. Like, none of them are any good. Like,
Slightly grouchy.
Who? Was that the guy's name? Oh, Evil. Yeah, slightly grouchy. I thought you said Sweat
No,
and
but
Grouchy. I'm like, what? What are you talking about?
No, well, his name's a bit better. His name is Naraku,
Yeah.
which is a reference to one of the hells in Buddhism.
Okay.
But, we still got Tony D'Angelo. He's been down there for over 5 fucking years.
Which means he ain't no good. It's Pete Rose Jr. time. Never getting out of the minors. Never getting out of the minors.
The thing was when they got rid of NXT Black and Gold, they wanted to make NXT into a proper developmental again, which I understand.
Which I'm still waiting for them to do. I'm still waiting for them to do that.
But if you're going to do that, then I think that people should you should have a max amount of time they'll keep someone in NXT.
You got to fish or cut bait. You got to fish or cut bait on some people too, and tell them to hit the road.
At some point, if someone is still there in NXT, I understand with Black and Gold, the turnaround was pretty quick. Within a few months to a year, people.
Well, yeah, guys would just pass through Samoa Joe, shit like that.
But now, people stay in NXT for years. Tony D'Angelo died and came back.
And from what I understand, the money isn't that great.
No, it's not. Jordan Grace and Mariah May or Blake Monroe, whatever her fucking name is now, they both, they took pay cuts to go there. Why the fuck would you take a pay cut?
And what are they doing now? Nothing. Blake Monroe finally started getting into some stuff, but...
Well, because they feel it's their childhood dream to be in WWE. Fuck that.
Yeah, pay me. Fuck you, pay me is what it is.
They might
You want to be famous or you want to make money?
Yeah, you can go to AEW and make more money.
And you'll still be famous as a better wrestler. It's like Chris Rock was saying about OJ. It's like, do you want to... Because you hired Johnny Cochran, you look guilty. He's like, yeah, but you're going home. You want to look innocent in jail? I'd rather look guilty at the mall.
It's just, Noam Dar,
oh yeah, you can't stop that. That's been 10 fucking years. Cruiserweight Classic 2016.
Yeah. Between 205 Live, NXT UK, and NXT, I just saw him wrestle in a match 2 weeks ago on NXT.
Well, you started talking about him and then he showed up again.
Yeah.
All right.
He must have dirt on somebody to still have a job.
He has pictures of Triple H. He has preschoolers and tied up in his trunk or something. Several wrestlers' non-compete clauses were set to expire this week. Santos Escobar, Malachi Black, Kairi Sane, and Zoe Stark.
Supposedly, I was reading this, and Kairi Sane updated her bio that her agent is Matt Bloom, who's also the agent of a bunch of AEW people.
Matt Bloom?
Or Brian Bloom, or whatever his name is. I don't know.
Brian Bloom, yeah. Matt Bloom was Lord Tenzai, Prince Albert.
Albert, not him.
That's why I'm like, Albert. He's an agent? He's an asshole. How can he be an agent? He's a walking scrotum.
I was getting confused. He was also Giant Bernard in New Japan at one point.
Yeah, then he came back and he was Tensai.
What? Yeah, and he spoke Japanese in the most English way possible. Watashi wa Lord Tensai.
And how about the Janelle Grant lawsuit? Both sides have withdrawn. 2 years.
We're not talking about this.
2 years of comedy. 2 years of comedy down the drain for us. That's all I got to say.
We're not talking about this.
There's nothing to talk about.
There's nothing horrible. You're going to say something horrible like you told me over text message that one time.
I'm not going to say anything. I didn't say anything the last time when you told me not to. So.
We're not talking about this. I said my piece, Chrissy.
On to the AEW news before Redemption review. Sammy Guevara rumored to be done with AEW.
Good. Get him the fuck out of here. Pack your fucking bags. He fucking sucks.
Now tell me how you really feel.
I used to like him when I first started watching wrestling, back when I knew nothing about it, when I thought that Orange Cassidy was a top 5 of all-time wrestler.
Yeah, you didn't know your ass from a hole in the wall. Tony, speaking of not...
Orange Cassidy's bad, but...
No, he's not a top 5 of all time.
No, but he's not even the best wrestler in the conglomeration.
He's not even top 50 all time, I'm sorry. Tony Khan, speaking of assholes, Tony Khan says
CM Punk was one of the best wrestlers of all time.
AEW viewership is up double digits, according to TK.
Remember, we don't. Yeah, well, whatever, because they have HBO Max now, so it doesn't fucking matter what their ratings are.
And Jim Ross says he has his sights set on All In next month, and he's going to be there.
Come on, Jim, just retire and enjoy the rest of your life.
All I got to tell you,
good.
All I got to tell you is, you hear this noise? Those are my fucking notes from last night. I watched the whole show. I didn't take notes on the last couple.
But I watched the main event.
Oh, the main event was great. Main event was great. Okay. I knew it would be.
That's the thing. Like, I knew it was going to be great. It was getting late, and the new episode of House of the Dragon was on HBO, so I just decided, I already know who's going to win this, so I'll go watch that.
I referred to it as AEW Elimination Chamber because I didn't think a whole lot of stuff was going to happen, but I was wrong. There was some stuff that happened. So, all right.
Your favorite won the women's championship. I was shocked about that.
Yeah, I was shocked too. I figured we were heading for Tekla versus Mercedes. I care more about that than I do about this.
Really?
Yeah, I like Willow, but I'm not like, I don't like that as the direction of the story. All right.
Well, with that being the case, with her winning, I have no idea who's going to win now at All In. So I have absolutely zero idea.
Yeah. Earlier start, 6 p.m. buy-in. Yippee. Can you smell my sarcasm there? Renee Paquette and Mick Foley kicked off the show. Renee insisted on speaking French. She sounded like a North Jersey skank who took 2 years of French in high school.
Oh, God. The things you were saying about her on the phone, you said that her makeup was done
hold on. I have that written down here. Give me a second. Nigel Sockface and Shivani on commentary. Oh, by the way, you remember when we were doing the the AI Vince interview like 2 years ago and all that stuff? Yeah. I found a whole folder on my computer where I made a whole bunch of AI Tony Schiavone things, him saying foul shit about how he loves
him so much,
about how he loves Sting and wants to suck him off and all this stuff. I didn't even know I had it. I was in tears crying.
Oh, speaking of Sting, I wanted to tell you this funny thing. I forgot to send this video to you.
Okay.
But because of Rebel and AEW, she has ALS, so everyone's doing the Ice Bucket Challenge to raise awareness. And they had Vince did it, and like his daughter dumped it on him, and she was like, "Dad, what are you doing?" I'm working on my tan. I'm still working on my tan from 1997. And everyone, because that's what Hogan said to Bischoff of why Sting shouldn't have won, because he didn't have a good tan.
Yeah, that
was more for me, brother.
Then there was a package where Cope said that they're going to hunt down the Death Riders and then on to the next. I was like, what's next? Arthritis? Cancer? Death? They are old.
You hate those two.
Mick Foley said Cope and Cage are living in a time machine. I'm like, yeah, 25 years ago. Now they're just two old men who can't let it go. And then speaking of that, Jeff Jarrett shows up after that.
My world, time to leave my mark. It's my world, my world. Oh, speaking of him, I saw a clip. I still haven't watched the TNA 3-parter on Dark Side of the Ring.
Me neither.
But
this week's Big Boss Man, isn't it? This is Big Boss Man this week.
I don't know. I watched the Samoa Joe Necro Butcher one. We have to talk about that next week. I don't know if we're going to have time to talk about that this week. Because you haven't watched it, have you?
No, but I've seen the match before. I haven't.
No, but okay. But the episode's really good. You get to hear the whole backstory behind it. And what was I talking about? Oh, yeah. Jarrett says in the clip that I saw, he's like, I was a big beer drinker, but then I looked down when I was barbecuing and I realized, I never want a beer gut. So after that's when I switched to vodka.
Yeah. Didn't he have an alcohol problem too after that? Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's also when, and around that same time is when there was that feud between him and Kurt Angle that was like where Jarrett.
Where he stole Karen? You'd have to be drunk just to go out with Karen. She's gross.
And that Kurt's kids were his kids now. And then there was a hardcore I Quit match where Kurt strangled him in the parking lot.
It's like, hey, Angle, how you doing? How's your wife and my kids?
And then that's when Jarrett went down to Mexico, and of course we know how that turned out.
That was almost bordering on deplorable, where he was shoving tacos in people's mouths and shit.
That Latin lover's throat.
All right, hold on. Let's get back to Redemption last night. Out came the Rougeau brothers, not the All-American boys. I was very upset about that.
Yeah, but I was happy to see them anyway.
And did you hear how long Ray spoke French? Holy Christ. Ray's the older brother, too, by a significant number of years, and he looks better than Jacques. I wrote down here, Jacques, a.k.a. the Mountie, looks like he ate the third Rougeau brother.
And then the third Rougeau brother.
I don't know. They don't know because he disappeared when Jacques ate him. And then finally they speak English. The crowd looked great there. It is an NHL arena, too, which is where the Canadians play.
And then Rocky Romero came out.
But hold on. I wrote, fuck Matt Menard. Then Jacques, the Mountie, started speaking French and told the crowd to kiss his ass. I was like, there was 3 people chanting Rougeau. And I was like, Tony Khan only likes to bring back people he likes. Like the Inoki with his kids and all that. Rocky Romero came out, and when he was talking about a roll of coins, that was the famous thing where the Bulldogs got fired from the WWF because they played some kind of practical joke on the Rougeaus, and they didn't think it was funny. So Jacques caught Dynamite coming around the corner and hit him in the mouth with a fucking roll of coins and knocked like 4 of his teeth out. And then Bulldog got... But when Rocky says it, fucking Jacques just paintbrushes him. He should have been like... after he did that.
And then he knocked his head off then with a lariat.
Yeah. But I wrote many times, fuck Matt Menard. There's another fuck Matt Menard. And fuck Matt Menard and his Expos jacket.
Why do you hate Matt Menard?
Because I think he's a waste of money. Much like that dog I owned. No.
Daddy Magic.
Yeah, he's a jerk off. I did like the Expos jacket, but I hated the Expos growing up. So
I just remember that a funny thing when they had that very short-lived Control Your Narrative promotion.
What do you mean short-lived? They never had a show. You came back the next week and told me, oh, they're on hiatus. I'm like, hiatus from what? They didn't do anything.
They had like one show.
Where? In somebody's bedroom? in your fucking dreams? Is that where they had it?
Actually, speaking of that, there was a match in somebody's dreams.
Stop it now. I noticed. I don't want to do, but the ladder won the belt. I don't want to hear it.
The DDT Iron Man Heavy Metalweight Championship. That's how Britt Baker won it from Trent Beretta. There was a fight in his dreams between 2 imaginary action figures.
You can tell me a million times. I'm never going to like it. It's not wrestling. It's ridiculous is what it is.
There was also a set of kitchen knives won the title.
Shut up. Where was I? I forgot where I was. And then there was a Ciampa Jericho. A Ciampa Jericho package. Ciampa is so much better in AEW. And then I wrote, here comes the demand. Yawn. The
demand?
Yeah, then we have, Ricochet was on commentary for the Conglomeration versus Lethal Twist. Jay Lethal, Blake Christian, and Lee Johnson, and it was Cassidy Strong and Kyle O'Reilly for the Trios Championship. Pretty much the only match on the pre-show.
Yeah.
And
they did that, and then they just did the entrances for the ladder match, which opened the show.
I wrote, poor Jay Lethal from ROH frontman to Sideshow jobber opening for Shane Taylor Promotions on the pre-show, who did not appear on the pre-show last night. I was surprised.
Yeah, he broke the streak. There was no Shane Taylor and no Big Boom AJ.
Thank God. Conglomeration retains 12 minutes. No surprise here. Jarrett,
we bring the boom. That's what we do.
Then Jarrett shows up again, and I moved to strip Jarrett of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre title. He's never defended it. Next,
the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Championship.
Yeah, next we have the ladder match that started at the end of the pre-show with the entrances. It was Nick Plain versus El Clone versus the Beast Mortos versus Commander versus Spitball Mike Bailey versus Jungle Jackoff Jack Perry.
The Beast Mortos, attorney at Raw.
He
is actually a lawyer in Mexico.
I was like, what a shitty lineup. And Perry, 190 pounds? My ass is all I got to say.
This was a good match. This was a good match. This helped to showcase the mid-card.
He will always be a loser. But Mike Bailey wins at a spot fest and gets the international title shot. It's going to be a Grand Slam Mexico, right?
Yeah, between him and Kyle Fletcher, who won the match later in the night.
Yes, great, which I'll be getting to that in a second. Mock Spray versus the Young Bucks. Went on second.
I like this match.
Very surprising it went on second. And I was like, early injury to Balding Buck, to Nikki. Mock's pile driver spot on the outside on the floor looked like it fucking hurt. Attendance looks good. Like I said about the NHL arena, I'm looking around and it looks like there's a lot of people there. I don't know what the attendance is because Wikipedia didn't say it, but Mock Spray counters the Meltzer driver into a pile driver and Styles clash for a 2 count. And I was like, I think the alliance with the Death Riders cheapens Ospreay and takes attention off of his title match with Kenny.
Well, he's not gonna. This was confirmed in this match and the follow-up, where this alliance is not going to last till All In. I think.
Well, you can tell that from last night. But then Nick Jackson's injury, Excalibur said, Rick Knox needs to make a judgment call. I said, Rick Knox couldn't make a phone call. He's an idiot.
God, you hate Rick Knox.
I said, I have an awful feeling this Nick Jackson concussion may lead to an amnesia storyline. God, no. Nikki kicks out of a curb stop at 2, then gets Bulldog choked. Boxed.
And Ospreay didn't want to interfere because he thought that it was, Ospreay didn't want to interfere because he thought that it was, that it was too much, it was too brutal, but Moxley wanted to win the match.
Mox gets the softest super kick from Matt. Then Marina gets the next. Nick rolls up Mox for a 2. 2 paradigm shifts make it 3. Garbage Moxley then gets a chair. Ospreay stops Mox. BTE trigger. Mox no sells. Double gives him the finger. Mox takes 12 super kicks. No sells 10 of them. The Young Bucks get the win. I smell dissension in the ranks of the Death Riders. Great match. Great match.
I thought you hated the Bucks.
They put on good matches with certain people. I don't like them though. I think they have they're a combined weight of 240 pounds. And
they're the best tag team of all time.
Bullshit.
Oh, what the fuck are you gonna say? Strike Force? Power and Glory?
No, none of those people. Strike Force would be better than Power and Glory, though. At least they were the tag champions.
The Heavenly Bodies? Donnas?
No, these are all shit tag teams you're naming. All right, speaking of good matches.
Supply and demand.
Please. Kyle Fletcher defends the international title against Bandito, which, again, I didn't agree with a so-called world champion challenging for a secondary title. ROH world title is shit for him going after this. But it was already shit anyway, and we knew that. Did you hear that Fletcher was announced at 249 pounds?
Yeah, he's fucking huge.
Aussie Open, he was 190. 59 fucking pounds, dude. I fear one day he'll be in WWE, but I don't want him to. Nice one-handed press slam spot by the small Bandito, followed by a beautiful frog splash. Brainbuster on the apron looked absolutely horrific from Fletcher.
Yeah, the Bandito also fucking did they called it a Dragon 21 plex.
Yes, I was getting to that. Kyle hits a last ride with a sit-out for a 2 count. 21 Dragon plex for a 2 and 99 100s. It almost looked like a 3 count.
3 count, Shannon Moore, Evan Karagias, and
stop it. Jesus fucking Christ on the frog splash to the floor. This match has stolen the show after the Death Riders Young Bucks match, which was awesome. Bandito with a shooting star for a 2 count, 21 plex for a 2 count. Bandito kicks out of a brain buster. Match of the year leading candidate for me. Bandito kicks out of a second rope Michinoku driver. Running kicks by Fletcher. Then top turnbuckle brainbuster missed, but Fletcher retains. Bad finish, and Kyle was pissed he missed it with that last spot. 25 plus minutes. These guys were unbelievable. Unbelievable, I have to say. What are your thoughts? That was the best match of the night. But the Bucks and Mock Spray are right behind it.
I was taking his shit for a good amount of this match, actually.
What, the Fletcher Bandito match?
Yeah.
Oh, you poor thing. You should have waited to shit during the next match, the double chain match that had no blood between.
I know. Between one of AEW's best acts, the Bang Bang Gang, and the Dogs.
The gas station attendants. In a double chain match. I wrote, the way the dogs scream when they get hit makes me think they should change their name to the Massive Pussies. Dogs bury Bang Bang Gang and almost like it was like a Yappa Pie match with no blood.
Yappa Pie! Yappa Pie!
And that dirty Mick Finley wins in the most racist way. Irish guy hitting somebody with a fucking shillelagh.
I'm surprised you know what a shillelagh is.
Of course I do. I'm half Irish. How can I not know? Moxley in the back talking to this made me laugh and almost cry. Moxley in the back talking to Ospreay, talking about somebody getting head trauma. He goes, "Oh, you got head trauma. Well, welcome to professional wrestling." I'm like, great. Moxley thinks head trauma is part of professional wrestling. Fucking idiot. How is Renee married to him as she's standing there looking at him?
I know you said that Renee, you said that she had her makeup done like a Japanese whore.
She looked like a geisha whore who was speaking French.
What does that even mean?
No, there was one, she had a lot of white on her face. Like she had white makeup, like cover up on it, and she looked like a geisha. And then later on, she had too much like blush on. She's like a fucking cockatiel. It was horrible.
What's that thing you said about Deonna Purrazzo once, that she looks like something about the overpass and the
she's
Stuckies?
No, she belongs up in like North Jersey underneath the freeway overpass, sucking guys off.
It's horrible.
Next up is the TBS title, Hikaru Shida.
We're just picking up where we left off. Picking up where you left off. Stealing blowjobs off my mother's couch.
It's like, yeah, you been to Paris, Paulie? I went over there for a blowjob once. Your mother was working a bonbon concession at the Eiffel Tower. Maya World beats Hikaru Shida. I didn't know it was time to take a poop and take a perk. Sheeta's music sounds like the theme to X-Men 97, though. It sounds exactly like... I know, but it sounds exactly like it. But Maya World wins the TBS title. Another shocker that night. Taz comes in on commentary. Oh, Christ. Deacon Blackfire and John Denver put the AEW tag titles up against Claudio and Pac. Pac sounds like a leprechaun. Death Riders jump edge before Christian gets there. They had to play Christian's music before he ran out to save his friend. Did you see that shit? They had to play it. He couldn't just run out like normal, like, my friend's in trouble. Hit my music. Play me off, Jackie.
Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you about someone. Speaking of someone running in during the Bang Bang Gang Dogs match, they had the Death Riders tried to interfere, and so then the rest of the Bang Bang Gang came out, and Austin Gunn did this move running down the ramp that I've never seen, where it's like he jumped and like threw himself into like almost, it looks kind of like a lariat. I don't even know how to describe it. It's like it was like a flying spear.
I'll have to go back and watch it because I must not have seen that.
And then Colton Gunn hit a Fame-asser, of course.
But I did see when Christian ran out to help Adam Copeland, he ran out so slow, I thought that he might have shit his pants. Hold on.
What did you say about FTR? No, you think you said that about Ash Wheeler runs, or no, Dax Harwood runs like that.
Dax Harwood runs like a toddler. He runs like Danny DeVito in them Jersey Mike's commercials. All right, let's start off with the two old men getting their ass kicked as usual. Bell hasn't even rung yet. Christian can't even get in the ring. He's Shawn Michaels against Power and Glory at SummerSlam 90. It's where they wouldn't let him in the ring, and Marty had to fight the whole match.
Power
Cope,
and Glory. Who is that?
Hercules, and Paul Roma. Cope gets cut open on his back somehow. Big old goose egg back there. Christian still not on the apron at this point. Looks like a knee injury. These two old fucks. It's like they don't do anything, and it must be their gimmick on a double clothesline by Edge. Christian, and then Christian, who's damn near death on the outside of the ring, gets the fucking hot tag like nothing's wrong. And now Edge is out on the floor. They must be taking turns. Again, must be their gimmick.
Again, like I remember what thing you said about Roman Reigns during the Royal Rumble. He takes a nap.
Yeah, because he had all the stamina of like a 95-year-old man. Christian with a headbutt off the top rope on the pack for a 2 count. I cannot watch Cope do nothing for 20 minutes and then do a babyface comeback. I just can't. And it doesn't make any sense to me. Then we got a spiked Gotch neutralizer on Edge. Should have been the finish. Christian comes back from the shitter to break up the pin, apparently. Cope gets back.
The one who buries Enzo Amore?
Yeah, Cope gets Pac in a crossface while Christian holds Claudio back and he breaks away to break it up. Cope pins Pac with a spear, it was a spear from Christian Cage, and then Cope pinned him. That match was awful. They do nothing for me. Why are we still doing this? 18 minutes and 35 seconds. It was living hell to watch. When I hear they're coming out, I'm like, oh my! And I was, like I said, I was never an Edge and Christian guy to begin with. But God, Edge and Christian at fucking 60? No, I'm sorry.
You fucking hate them.
I do.
Jeez.
Wrong team won, and once again, the two old fucks do nothing for 3/4 of the match.
You old fuck. You old fuck.
You fat fuck. Now it's going to be the Young Bucks versus Cope and Cage and All In. Do not get your popcorn ready.
Is there a window open?
Someone's speaking? Somebody's speaking? Next was Fat Jericho Demolition versus Tommaso Ciampa.
Oh my God. This match was so fucking boring.
I care less about the match than I do about the actual Painmaker gimmick, because the only place he gives me pains is my chest, my stomach, and my back when I see him.
I remember you used to call him the bread maker.
Yeah, and it's like, and I see No Holds Barred. I'm like, hopefully it's better than the movie.
No Holds Barred, the match, the movie?
The match, the movie! December 27th, only on pay-per-view!
Hogan, it was right. Hogan and Savage versus Zeus and
no, it was Hogan and Beefcake versus Savage and Zeus.
Gangsta.
Z Gangster, yeah. I keep hearing Paul White on these packages as a commentator. Get him the fuck out of there. I don't want to hear him either.
So collision.
But Jericho wound up winning after he hit. Now this. Go ahead.
He's turned face, or he's had like 30 different face and heel turns throughout his years in WWE.
Oh my God, and he still won't go away. 23 minutes before Jericho tries to fucking put a power drill through Ciampa's head. That was ridiculous.
No, because here's the thing. Like, I'm sitting there, and I'm already thinking, like, okay, Ciampa's like basically having to wrestle like a 200 and like whatever pound, sack of shit here.
Yeah.
So.
I got something to say about sacks of shit later.
But, like, this match was just so boring. Because here's the thing with, like, they kept doing all these hardcore spots. And eventually they just kind of lose their luster in a match.
Oh, yeah.
Like, okay,
I saw him come out with the Painmaker gimmick, and I was like, boring.
I'm like, okay, this is the third, table spot we're doing. Oh,
they went through a mirror too. They went through a mirror too. Did you see that?
Two mirrors. At least two.
It's ridiculous. And Jericho,
one of which had Jericho's face painted on it.
Jericho is 54 fucking years old too. He doesn't need this.
It's like I'm just sitting there and I'm talking, to Mother Wayne, also known as Janice, on this show. And I'm just like, this is so fucking boring. And she fucking fell asleep watching it.
Yeah, well, I was having trouble too between that and the Perks. But 23 minutes, he tries to put a fucking power drill through his head, through his bald, fat head. and he beats him. The next
There
match,
was a thing where R-Truth thought that Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano were Triple H and Shawn Michaels.
for crying out loud.
That was the whole thing.
The next match was where Andrade El Idolo challenged.
I forgot this match was happening.
He challenged for the AEW national title, held by 264 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bag, Mark Davis.
Godzilla.
But Andrade wins in 16-15.
His bottoms were way too fucking small.
I don't remember. I was falling asleep. I was falling asleep through that.
And Andrade came out with his new, ladies' man gimmick, the real Latino man.
It took him forever to take his pants off in the ring during the match. I would have gone over there and beat the shit out of him if I was Mark Davis while he was taking his pants off. He needs those stripper pants you just pull off.
I didn't even watch this match.
I saw it. And then the next match was Willow defeated Thekla at 17-10.
This was good. This was really good.
It was a swerve. It was a surprise. And then with 25 minutes, Kenny, no surprise here, Kenny Omega retains the AEW World title against the Jet, Kevin Knight. Ospreay came out at the end, and Kenny gave him the one-winged angel. And it's looking like Kenny's going into this match as the heel now that Ospreay is on the outs with the Death Riders. Although not a bad show, though, I have to say.
Kevin Knight and Kyle Fletcher, those are, that's a future all-in main event right there.
Yeah, we'll have to do the star ratings next week. But
10 years. I mean, Fletcher is not even 30 yet. Neither is Kevin Knight.
Oh, those guys are young. Knight's good. I mean, he's got a ways to go on the microphone, though. So
Kevin Knight's the same LA Dojo class as Gabe Kidd, Alex Coughlin, and a bunch of the other guys who formed the War Dogs.
Oh, look at all the useless referees: Bryce Redberg, Paul Turner, Rick Knox. Aubrey Edwards
was the referee for Invisible Man versus Invisible Stan and Samoa Joe versus Necro Butcher. I did not know that.
Well, Invisible Man versus Invisible Stan, he shouldn't be refereeing anywhere. That he should be refereeing at a fucking Cracker Barrel or something.
You know who was working at Cracker Barrel? A former wrestler works at a Cracker Barrel.
Who was it? Was it Marco Stunt? Was it Marco Stunt?
No, it's Elix Skipper.
Oh God, there's gonna be Cracker Barrels at 100 miles of here.
Elix Skipper, he had to retire from wrestling because one of his family members needed a kidney or something, and he donated his kidney. And so then after that, he became a manager at a Cracker Barrel. Last I heard.
Oh, so that's something.
Somebody was a manager at a Walmart. Heidenreich was working at a Walmart.
You what?
Heidenreich was working at a Walmart. I thought Chris Van Vliet found him there.
You know what I think about all that? I just have to tell you, what I think about all that is.
What is that?
That's all for you, buddy. And I think there's no better way to end this show.
No, and then also, just like how, George Goulas is the real estate agent.
Yeah, well, we need to go down to Memphis and fight him down there. There's a huge spider in this bathroom. Holy shit.
The wrestling kiss of death, George Goulas. If AEW ever goes down to Memphis, they should bring him in.
Yes, they should. All right. Well, that'll do it for this week.
Let's see if you know this. What promotion did he kill?
Did he kill more than one? Did he kill NWA Mid-America?
Yeah, that's what it was called, NWA Mid-America.
Yeah, that was Goulas before the Jarrett split.
All right.
Good night, everybody.
Get your hand off my penis!